32 years ago when I started with ARB, forward lighting, auxiliary lighting was very simple. You'd have a 6 or an 8-inch reflector, a 100 or 130 watt bulb, and that was about it. All the manufacturers would work around those concepts. These days, of course, there's so much more to choose from. You have halogen, you have HID, and LED, and there's a myriad of information around all of those. Today we're going to focus on LED lights. They can be a little confusing. There's so much jargon involved there, different sizes, different price points, but no fear. ARB is going to help with some plain speak and some education to help you navigate through it all. Let's talk about LEDs, the light source themselves. Many brands will claim a brand name LED. This can be a little bit misleading. When LEDs are manufactured, of course they're done in 10,000 at a time lots. There's a lot of LEDs being manufactured, and not all of them, in fact a lot of them, don't meet specification. That is for color or for light output. So they bin them. So they're all tested, and if one meets exactly the color and light output, goes in this bin. That's the top of the pile. And as you go through the LEDs, they go in different bins, and some can be, a dozen or so bins down the chain. They are half the light output or way off color, but they still have value. If you're building 50,000 flashlights and you're selling them for $9 a piece, as long as they turn on, that's all you care about. Similarly, if you're building a light bar and you've got an entry-level target of $89, as long as those LEDs turn on, job done. ARB isn't in that realm. We pick the top bin. We want exact color and exact power output on every LED we use, so that as you use your product, night after night, year after year, you have exactly the same result: bright, clear light. So there you have a little bit of information on LEDs. Remember, just because it's a brand name doesn't mean that it's the best LED you can get. Now, we're going to talk about the IPF lights. They're made in Japan, distributed by ARB. We've learned over decades that certain size lights are best suited to automotive use. In this case, we use an 8-inch reflector. That gives us a lot of ability to steer the light how we want it, whether we want a long, narrow beam or a wide beam or a combination of both. So the size of the light is important. You've got to have surface area of reflector to get the light to do what you want. The 900 LEDs from IPF have many quality features. An aluminum housing, great for heat dissipation. The front lens is a polycarbonate, very, very strong and robust, resists all cracks and such, or thermal shock. Also it's scratch proof or scratch resistant on the front end. The components inside are designed for 50,000 hours of life, many, many years of service. The IPF 900 lights come in a couple of configurations: a spot, which is 10 degrees, and a touring or driving light, which is 20 degrees. Back in the 80s when I was in Australia, we found that combining a spotlight with a touring or driving light worked really well, because the spotlight would give you great range and the touring or driving light would get great coverage, closer ranges. Optimum, really well done. So the kit is going to have a driving light and a spotlight in it and a wiring loom. Now all the wiring looms are snap together components, and they use waterproof connectors both on the light and on the loom for easy installation, and it's fit and forget. Along with the 900 series lights are a few accessories you might find valuable. First off, you're paying good money for these lights, so you might want to invest in some lock nuts, which are available for the 12mm stud found at the bottom of the light. Also, we have colored filters if you want to use a red or an amber or blue colored filter, also available. And the loom, if you buy these individually, you may want to buy 4 or 5, so the loom is available as a separate part as well. We hope we've given you enough information to make an informed decision regarding our LED lights. Keep in mind, these are very powerful. They use 3 high-powered LEDs each. They have long range and can be very distracting in oncoming traffic. The warranty is 2 years. If something happens within 2 years, we'll gladly look after it, but they've got a very long life and we expect them to last you many, many years. If you need any more information, please go to the link below or click on arbusa.com.